Okay, see if I can fit my beard in the picture. I actually have a larger monitor here that I purchased for doing uploads to YouTube. Imagine by now many of you out there are hearing rumors and reports about Nibiru, the destroyer, Planet X, and coming by. I was listening to Hagman and Hagman report December the 5th, just a couple weeks ago. There's a brother on there by the name of Bob Fletcher, and he has some inside information saying that Planet X or Nibiru is coming by around March of 2016. And I've been keeping in touch with Marshall Masters. I've been following this for about a good 10 years or more. And Planet X is, or Nibiru is not a conspiracy theory. It is fact. And that's the reason, main number one reason why the United States of America has spent trillions of our tax dollars building their underground, deep underground military bunkers. And going back uh, for a lot of years, the last 20, 30, 40 years. And so they're spending our money to protect their own butts, and they want to bring us into martial law before Nibiru becomes visible, possibly a year from now. Because once it's out in the open, the shit's going to hit the fan or whatever, and they're going to lose control over the population. That's what they don't want. But anyway, what it came to you tonight is that back in 1988, the Lord took me out in seven open visions. These were visions that were uh, interactive, past, present, and future were all one timeline. And I was brought into our future and sent to Victoria, British Columbia. Victoria is the capital of British Columbia, or BC. I was sent there by the word of the Lord to bring forth a final warning to all the West Coast that it was imperative for everyone to evacuate. This is it. And remember when I was walking into the newspaper office there in Victoria, just a short 5 minutes walk, and I was seeing the fear on the face of the people, and this is everywhere, not just on the people that I saw in the visions in the newspaper office, but everywhere. There was a fear that exceeded any fear that could be derived from whatever would take place on the earth. This was something much greater than that, as if there was some kind of cosmic event or something that was going to affect the very life of the earth itself, some kind of extinction level event. And I saw this fear. I wasn't in fear of myself, but I saw it in the face of the people. And it was just that much from where people would become paralyzed and couldn't operate. And for years, I thought, what could this be? Was it earthquakes, tidal waves, different events? I knew a lot of the fear was coming from the States. I remember people looking up, and for years I've been looking for this missing clue. And I believe just the last couple of days when I listened to Hagman and Hagman on December 5th to Bob Fletcher, he was the guest there. I believe I put the pieces together that when the Lord took me into the future and brought me to the West Coast, I believe it was just prior to Nibiru passing by, that Nibiru may have been in the sky and fully obvious. And I remember when Vancouver Island was evacuated, no one hesitated, no one fought it, and this really caught my curiosity. And so I believe this is the the event that I've been looking for all these years, and the reason why God sent me to the West Coast to bring forth the final warning and give the people there a chance to flee the coast areas before the hammer came down. And since 1986, the Lord brought me to Bangs, Texas, in the spring of 1987, and for 7 years I sat under David Terrell's ministry. The Lord actually showed him places of refuge or blessed areas back in the 60s. And now there's all kinds of information about places of refuge that you can find on the internet. And back in that time, I believe it was 88, the Lord gave me the overview of His plan for the survival of His people. And so I spent 7 years working on the interior designs, and at present I'm just in the final stages of putting everything together. And remember one time that I met this handmaiden of the Lord. Her name was Judy. I met her, and the Lord took her up in the spirit, and she saw the earth. The earth was in darkness, and she saw all these pinpoints of light, like shining through the darkness, and the glory of the Lord was coming through. And these designs that was drawn up at the time, they were identical to what she saw in the future. And there was one occasion where she had a vision, and in this vision that we were walking, and we came underneath this portal in the spirit. There was a portal or an open heavens. We walked into it, and we were taken body, soul, and spirit into the heavenlies. And as we walked in the heavenlies, our earthly clothing changed to one of heavenly garments. We walked up to the Justice Building, and we saw the 12 apostles. They were all sitting in a U, like this table that was in the shape of the U. And I remember I handed the person that was closest to me the drawings that I've been working on for years, and they passed it around, and they stamped it and sealed it. So I know that the plans that the Lord, the Holy Spirit, has given me over the years is for a specific time to preserve God's people, to build places of refuge in the earth. And Judy, she had many visions of this where I was traveling throughout the states and then around the world building places of refuge. And so these are not plans of man, they are of the Lord. And there was another time, I'm just trying to pull some of the pieces together, in the visions. In 1988, when the Lord took me out in 7 visions, toward the latter part of the visions, was standing on outside of Hope, a few miles west of Hope, on the Yangtze Highway in British Columbia. And I was dressed in black, and I had a staff in my right hand. And this is the first time that Gabriel appeared in my right hand. And he asked this question. He said, "Where can my people go? Where can my people go?" That's kind of curious. And when he said that, my right hand swung northward and pointed up to the northern reaches of British Columbia, to the Hazelton area. Hazelton is between Prince George and Prince Rupert. It's a high plateau, and I know it's going to be a place of refuge for thousands and thousands of people. And this is what I saw. And as I swung around and pointed up there, in my left hand, I was holding a white paper tube, one of those paper tube things you put engineering papers in. I was holding a paper tube, and then inside the tube, I knew that these were the completed plans that the Lord has given me over the years, and we're coming very close to that point now. A lot of people that I've been hearing on the internet, they're saying, well, there's, if we knew that 6 months it was coming, that Nibiru was coming, or a year, that what can people do in that amount of time? And I'm saying that there is hope, that that your Father, the Creator of this earth, has plans for the survival of His people, and whoever wants to get out of the cities. Over the years, the Lord's given me portable systems, building systems, where you can build entire camps for disaster relief or relocation purposes. They can be built in advance. So a person had, a space of 3 months. You could easily prepare and relocate and be ready when the Nibiru passes by, and this is going to bring forth the sixth seal. But it is possible, and this is the first time I'm actually bringing this out in the open. And I'm writing a book. The Lord instructed me a few months ago to write a book and have it done by spring. And the title of the book, he gave me the title too. It's called Cities of Light, Places of Refuge. And it has to do with relocation into safe areas. It doesn't matter if you're a believer or not. It's going to take people working together to pull this off, and it's going to take unlimited finances to do it. But as long as we're in the system, there is a plan where portable systems can be made both for the short term and the long term. And the book plays Cities of Light. It's going to be 3 parts. The last part is going to be an introduction into the end time survival plans, or the blueprints for survival that that the Lord has given me over the years. And that's what I want to say. I just got Shaw Cable hooked up tonight. I thought, well, I'm going to get this out and see how it works. I think we're allowed 15 minutes. I've got a few minutes. And so I've got high-speed internet. I'll be able to finish some of these designs in the next 6 weeks. I'd like to finish the designs on the disaster pods. These are portable systems that could be used for long-term survival. And I like to, I need to get the website, the projectgoshen.com website. I need to get that updated and revamped. Then between the middle of February and spring, I'm taking time off work, and I'm going to write this book and have it ready for publication on the internet, and probably make some hard copies if the door's open for that. And it's time for those of you that have money, and I'm talking about millions, shops and all that. We need to come together and start putting together this end-time technology for the survival of not only the elect of the Lord, of God's children, but all those who want to make it through to the backside. Okay, this is Joshua Taylor coming to you from here in Edmonton, Canada. Please give me a call. My information's up on the website here, and maybe I'm thinking about opening up a forum in the time's coming. All right, I'm going to stop and get this uploaded.